All right, hello, everyone. Is the Dilly on? No, she had an emergency. Sound like she had to take her mom to the hospital. All right. Welcome. It is not May 15th. Where are we at? There we go. It is November 19th. For travel and tourism, board reading. Roll call, please, Melody.
Jeremy Larson.
Here.
Dave Walters.
Here.
Shannon Bowers.
Shannon phoned and she had an emergency, so she will not be attending tonight. Okay. For finance or announcements, do our financial disclosure. As of, so is this as of current date? Because we still have here 7/1/2025.
Current. Yeah.
Okay, so as of
Today.
today, we have a current balance of $319,696.41, with $162,320.50 still waiting to be reimbursed, which leaves us,
I don't know what happened. That's what we paid out. The leftover is 61.
okay, yeah, so what do we got here?
So that's what money we have.
Okay, so this is current balance, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, okay, the 319 was previous. 319,696.41 was our previous balance. Had an income of $135,111.44 with expenses of $162,320.50, which brings us to our current balance of $292,487.35 with $61,116 still outstanding for grants, which brings us to current availability coming into next year's fiscal season of $231,371.35.
And it's a 61,116 just pending application reports coming in or final reports coming in?
Between final reports and also like grants that have not, like we have the Winter Jubilee has a grant still out there, ATAP has a grant still out there.
Fair enough.
So all those still have grants out there.
Yep.
Well, that probably doesn't include, because we approved the groomer, so the groomer's probably.
No, I put the groomer on there.
Right, that's what I mean, it's not part of that, it's not still out there. It's- It's been accounted for. Yeah, yep. So, yeah, what else is there? Trout Unlimited, Mountain Days.
I don't believe the touchscreen's happening, so that money
Right,
is still on there.
yep.
We'll come back maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of more than likely it'll die, because essentially the fiscal season will be over by the time that, I assume, gets up and going. But we'll see. All right, action items. Number 2, so second reading, we have the second reading of the grant submission for the semi-quincentennial committee on behalf of the town of Alpine. I spoke with Mayor Green earlier today. They received the writer from the artist as they kind of started looking into it more, of the cost of the requests by the artist, the costs of the holding the event, having to move the fireworks display. It just kind of all started piling up. So Mayor Green thought it'd be best to pull the application and redirect the future ask for other events during that time. And the committee will be meeting on, I believe, the 2nd to kind of discuss their other options. So he says, thank you for entertaining it, but with the feedback from some folks and the difficulty of acquiring, I guess, a band at that size, it started to become more of a chore than a fun thing. So that will be off the table and dead. And then Sam. So we've got your marketing, and then Sam, if you want to, you can come up and have a seat there. This just records, it doesn't, it's not an amplifier, it's so the people at home.
Sure. Yep.
So we received your application. And then, so we have application amount request, $4,500 per month, guidance given to revised application from January 1 to June 30th of this year, not to exceed $25,000. Putting it together, there's a couple of questions I had. And I guess it's more of the process. So on the deliverables, we have Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. One business spotlight, tourism dollar generated focus, short video, YouTube, cross country, 4 original content posts on carousel, reads, photo. What are your thoughts, yours and Paul's thoughts behind, because we don't have any of those accounts under the banner of Alpine Travel and Tourism.
Mm-hmm.
2, it has been the board's direction so far to not do branded as of yet, just for that, like I said, last meeting, kind of that balance between promoting Alpine and keeping people of Alpine happy that they're not sharing, it's not getting as clustered as Jackson or Teton County.
Sure.
Where Teton County now doesn't really do branding because they've kind of pushed away to different venue as far as some events, but also a lot of impact of tourism.
Right.
So my thought is, without us having a true brand just yet, and having those banners through those accounts under the banner of travel and tourism, how do you just see that process? How do you see that playing out? What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, and so the way Paul and I kind of thought about approaching it would be to create a Visit Alpine Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube page. And I guess that would kind of be dependent on, the board. If you don't want to have kind of a cohesive brand across those channels, then that kind of changes how we would have to approach it. And I think what we saw that is currently out there as far as Alpine promotion, we felt like it would just be a better kind of consistent message across YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook if it just was a simple Visit Alpine account for each one of those channels. Mm-hmm. And then we could essentially just distribute content into those different channels, if that answers.
So with those channels, I would assume it would be something we would need to manage, because I know past accounts as far as on behalf of the town of Alpine, the town of Alpine wants and prefers to control, especially social media sites, going back, 10 years now, where we had people within the community out of the goodwill, like, hey, we'll manage this, and it fumbled and just
Sure.
non-cohesive. So
Sure.
the town then took that over. So I know for future events, like with one of the deals worked out with SVI when they did SVI Alpine, was who controls the content, all of that. And so in those discussions, Alpine controlled some of it, but because it was a platform owned by SVI, we kind of stepped back and let them take over and manage that, because we're not,
Right.
we're volunteers.
Sure, sure.
We're not here to manage. So that's where I just kind of like, does that put a kink in what you guys have a vision for this? How do we make that all work, where the town would need to manage it, but manage it without creating a bunch of extra work on us because we're running lean and mean already?
No, definitely. And the way we kind of thought about that would be kind of a collaborative approach between us and the board. One idea we kind of had was the monthly content plans to kind of show like what we envision that upcoming month to have as far as posts go, messaging, wording, that whole situation. As far as kind of the hands-on management, like answering direct messages or responding to comments, I think that could be something Paul and I could still handle. Obviously, that's up to the board, and the town and how that wants to be kind of, I guess, overseen. But I think that management aspect would be easy for Paul and I to handle. I just want, we'd want to make sure that we're doing it
Right.
in the scope of kind of the board's vision. But I think through that kind of collaborative effort, we could kind of make that happen.
Okay.
So.
And then, so how, and I'm a very passive social media user. I update ATAP, and that's mostly where I want to,
Sure.
as far as I want to take it. How do you see the promotion working? Like, how do you see the targeting going? Where do you plan on, what markets will you look to target? How?
Right.
The process kind of.
Yeah, and so I think, there needs to be a little bit more research done on our side, just kind of about overall demographics of kind of visitors to Alpine, Lincoln County, and just kind of surrounding area as well. And once we can kind of drill in on that, then, as you're putting these posts into social media, if you do decide to boost them and kind of do a targeted ad, you can then kind of build that into that audience that you're going to kind of be aiming to get that content in front of. I think the big thing that Paul and I really think that where we can kind of differentiate is kind of the organic potential without, trying to say we're laser focused on every demographic we want to hit. We want to get the content out there and kind of let it grow on its own in that sense. But again, kind of going back to that overall focus, I know SVI's mentioned kind of the Wasatch Front. As we do see that, SVI does kind of something similar. We kind of feel like there's other markets, like if you start looking at regional or close by airports, right? Like which flights are coming in, are, direct flights to Idaho Falls, Jackson, so on and so forth, and kind of looking at maybe those bigger metropolitan areas that maybe we could do a little focused kind of content towards. Yeah.
One question that I got from the public is what the hell did they say? Would you be amicable of if it's not something, say, down the social media platform, if it's more in the promotional platform, are you guys up for hire of creating shorts for the town of Alpine and then selling essentially the shorts to this town of Alpine, or reels that we could then use as our own publicity? So, you do a 30-second reel here or whatever it is there, and it's something that the town posts on their socials, or we sell to SVI or the Daily or whomever.
Mm-hmm. Would that be, I guess, from where the travel and tourism dollars come, would the town be able to say, we're paying for this service, but we're going to kind of dip to have content?
So essentially, it would be the travel and tourism, essentially, granting from you, say, hey, give us a bid for a half a dozen shorts and 1 3-minute something. And then you give us that bid, we look at it, because I know I've seen your work, Dave's seen your work with Red Bull, Melody saw your work, she's super excited, and so we know the work is good, is what I'm trying to say.
Thank you.
And so, would it be something where we could do an order such as that, like more of a media order? But it'd be something then we would own, and again, the town be like, hey, you know, say we contract you throughout the year for our events, for Winter Jubilee, for Mountain Days, 4th of July, fishing, hunting season, snowmobile season. You create those shorts throughout the year, and then it's something that we own, that we just hold on to, and we post when we need to post.
Right. And yeah, and I think if I'm following correctly, that could be on top of this scenario from basically the town kind of contracting that work. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility.
Okay. Dave?
So, could you give me a quick rundown on what exactly we're getting for the 25,000?
Yeah, and so I kind of have what we had in the initial proposal application. And so we had it listed as 2 media campaigns. We had the Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube channels with 1 business spotlight per month, 4 posts, and 1 event coverage per month. But we realize there's not an event every month. So everything we see on kind of the updated list now is the first kind of category goes into your monthly social media post, where we want to look at businesses that generate these travel and tourism dollars. And so for the next 6 months, it just so happens there's a great list of 6 businesses that we could create kind of content around. And then we're going to keep those original 4 content posts. So basically 1 post a week. That'll be more of like the attractions and kind of the draw to the town of Alpine. And so that's kind of the monthly deliverables. And then we'll have the focused events, Winter Jubilee and Mountain Days. And so the great thing about those 2 events is we can kind of do lead up promo, where we might do a quick, like, I don't know, just interview of somebody who's in charge of something with the event, you know, or a post with some sort of graphic. And so just being able to kind of not say you have an event, here's 1 video, but say here's a lead up, here's kind of the call to action, give dates, let people know that it's happening, when it's happening, where it's happening, and then during the event too, cover that, and then after we can kind of do, you know, did you make it this year? Well, come back next year, you know, and kind of that whole after the fact thing. And so that's basically it for on the month to month, and then the focused events.
So, and this is until the end of the fiscal year for the tourism board, right? The June 30th date for the 25,000. So it's basically focusing on those 2 main events, and then your monthly items you kind of put under deliverables here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
You know, and the other thing that we kind of thought of too is if we do create Visit Alpine Facebook pages, YouTube pages, and then figure out what the Visit Alpine Instagram page that already exists, maybe what that relationship looks like, or essentially ownership looks like.
There's a Visit Alpine Instagram page?
There is.
That's what we're talking
It already exists.
about.
And so the thing about those is they will kind of live forever. Once they're created, once they're started, they are kind of in perpetuity avenues, right, to use moving forward. You know, it's not like a lease on an equipment, right, for a year or something. It's once it's built, it's there. And we are definitely willing to say we'll create it, but we're not going to hold the keys to it, you know, down the road. So we see value in that as well.
And then the monthlies start on January January? Is that when we would start if we did this?
I think so, based on the agenda.
So basically, we're getting 6 monthlies, right, through January through June, and then we're getting the 2 events promoted. Cool. I just wanted to know exactly where the 25 grand's going.
Sure.
That it?
I don't have any more questions.
Oh, okay. Unfortunately, Shannon's not here. She didn't pass on any questions to me. Melody, I know you looked over it because you've messed with the town's Facebook page. Is there any questions you had? Okay.
I think it's great. The Irish told me that.
Are you able to, so like, if we're doing this, say coming into this year, with our Winter Jubilee, you know, you haven't done that yet, but yet I know the town has a lot of stock images, videos. Is it something that if we gave you, you could kind of play around with, or does your equipment not necessarily, I mean, it's not gonna be as nice as this, but it might be. You took some good stuff. But is anything the town already has, and it already have it via cell phone?
Sure.
Kind of, it's not,
The archives.
yeah, I mean, it's just not, it's not 20 megs, it's not
Sure.
anything big, no big files, it's simple Facebook post kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Is anything that we have right now, at least in the short term, usable for specifically to promote Winter Jubilee? If we kicked out Winter Jubilee, showing last year's stuff and you guys being able to kind of frame it together, meld it together with,
I think so.
okay,
I have an old video too that I did in 2018. I mean, granted, that's a little dated now, but I have kind of a bank of some content from then as well. And then I'm sure you guys, you know, it's not like you have VHS tapes of it. So yeah, you might actually. Yeah. Right. But no, we could definitely, come in one day and see what you have just as far as kind of digital files go, or I can look through things a little more on the website and say like, yeah, that'll for sure work. And I don't think there'll be any holdup.
okay. And then, would it be something, so 25,000, was essentially the budget, or not the budget, but a grant we gave SVI for all of last year? Was it 21,000? So my thought is, as I said last meeting, we created the application process to kind of have a level playing field going from January 1 to March 15, with the exception if there's, you know, emergency
Right.
funding out there, we find a hit. And I know this board kind of likes the even playing field. Is it a possibility to say, do one of a monthly, like the 4,500, just to focus on the Winter Jubilee? So in a way, and it would be like a test case for you guys and for us, of like, hey, here's 4,500, can you put something together for Winter Jubilee? Please submit an application to us for the 26-27 fiscal year. And then that way, we'd know exactly, that way we're not taking away. Right now, I think our budget's gonna be pretty good, but I never know year to year. But that way, everybody's still on that equal playing field, and then we can, as a board, we can play with it a little bit more of like, hey, we like the work that you guys do, for sure. That work has a price tag, we understand that, I get it. So we might have to be pulling over from here to get this kind of price tag. Is it something that you guys would consider doing $4,500 for 1 month, putting in an application to do the full meal deal for the 26-27 season?
And that 26-27 would start July 1 of 26.
Yep. It's July 1 to June 30th. So you kind of have to plan out, like, okay, so those events are going to be 4th of July. They'll start off with 4th of July, generic summertime, which we don't really need to promote necessarily, because we're already full. And then it goes, but there's still the car show, I mean, this year will still be the semi-quincentennial activities, but more the promotion or kind of be that shoulder season, so be it fishing, hunting. I don't know if we could figure out something to make mud season look cool, but come visit Alpine in November 1 through,
Right.
in April, because, if we're gonna promote, for me, keeping the balance of happy citizens and promoting Alpine to revote this in, it's kind of filling those beds for lodging tax in those shoulder seasons. So like if you go to the Bull Moose or the Cobblestone or anything, you see the parking lot is half empty. So it's finding that kind of specific time of year of how do we actually promote this time of year and keep goodwill throughout the community.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I don't know if I could give you an answer tonight on that though.
I mean, we could, well, I'll put it to Dave, our options, we can say approval, for that pending you and Paul getting together and saying, yes, we can do that. That's something that we can do. I also leave it to Dave of like, your thoughts of just what I said, or your thoughts in general.
Yeah,
I mean, you could be
I think
complete opposite of me. You'd be like, no, man, let's do it.
yeah, I think that, obviously we should, winter times, I think it's definitely a time that we could use some more people here. So putting money into Winter Jubilee, is fine, for me to get some advertising out there for it. I think that, when I look at, the monthly social media posts and the focus events, it would be nice if we had, a lead up to Mountain Days regarding the advertising, maybe, and I know, there's a lot of people here in summer, but at the same time, maybe we just do some general thing in May, or June that says, hey, come check out Alpine this summer. These are all the events and these are the things we got going on, all the recreational activities. These are all the events that we have going on, whether it's, horseback riding, whitewater rafting, all these different activities you can do, as well as like any type of special events we have going on, like July 4th, Mountain Days, concerts, whatever, So, still trying to bring a few more people in during those two times, because I think there's still an opportunity in summer to have some business. But then, maybe something that, we can do on focus events like quarterly, where, now we're switching into fall and mud season, and we're saying, hey, come out here and hunt and see the fall colors, or, stuff like that, So maybe it's like a quarterly thing, for the focus events, where 4 times a year, there's like a focus event thing on that next 3 months coming towards us, But, I agree that, doing this off cycle is a little concerning, because, technically, there's an application period, and then we grant it, and then it starts in July. Am I up for, giving some money right now towards getting something started in spring? Yeah, 25 I'm a little hesitant on, but, I think we should definitely, see what Sam's got. I think he's got some great content, and I'm really, really fond of this program and everything like that. I really like this idea, and I really like the contact and your presentation and everything like that. So I would love to get something going.
So what would you propose?
Would propose probably, maybe we'd still do a monthly social media post. And I don't know how this breaks down price-wise between, how much time it takes for you guys to do the monthly stuff compared to, focused events and, professionally captured, edited, and delivered content for the focused events. But maybe we just do, like a monthly social media thing. Instead of monthly, we do it like quarterly right now. and then, we do the focused event of Winter Jubilee, and then we do a focused event on summer in general.
So considering Sam and Paul, their business model, so to speak, because the application's not the piecemeal. I know you guys weren't expecting that. Is that an option of, like, if we say, maybe bring us back, and I'll bring it back to you, this is your proposal. If you're uncomfortable with 25,000, but want to go higher than, say, the monthly rate, to do a quarterly rate, maybe it's 15, maybe it's 20, whatever you're
Yeah,
comfortable
and,
with.
and you know, maybe I misunderstood the last meeting, because, you know, when we were talking about 25,000, I was thinking for some reason that would go throughout 2025, I wasn't thinking the first 6 months, so, you know, is the board willing to consider $50,000 potentially annually on something like this? Or do we wanna try to do it like, you know, 10 or 15,000 every 6 months?
So us as a board coming for the application, we would be approving the full fiscal year. So we wouldn't be meeting every 6 months
Right.
as a board to reapprove. Once we do it, it's done, it's for the fiscal year. So
Yeah.
whatever we give to Sam, it needs to be within that whole fiscal year. Is that, am I?
The
am I
one
on the same-
starting in July?
Yeah, exactly. So for tonight, it's, do you have a proposal to put together, for the next 6 months or not? And then a proposal for applying during the regular application period?
I guess my proposal would be, you know, instead, you know, for $15,000, do, you know, 2 to 3 monthly social media posts, not monthly, obviously, it would be more like a quarterly thing. And then, do, 2 focused events, and that could be Winter Jubilee and Mountain Days, or that could be Winter Jubilee and, whatever, you know, the town wants, you know, as far as like what advertising they would like for that second,
Gotcha.
the second event, whether it's the whole summer they want to just, you know, focus on or whatnot.
Okay.
Or just the Mountain Days event, you know, but there's many events during summer that would kind of like to get some exposure on this. But, and my proposal for annually would be probably $30,000 for, you know, for basically quarterly social media posts, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube channels, and, you know, maybe 4 focused events or 4 focused periods of time.
Gotcha. Okay. Is that something within your guys' wheelhouse, or is it just not part of your business model? Is it something that is either you guys go and discuss it, see if it can work, or is it something that, because I also, in my thoughts and opinion, where the Travel and Tourism Board doesn't have any social presence yet, we're kind of starting down a new path with this as far as branding and socials. So to make a permanent decision tonight, I'm questionable on, as opposed to like, okay, let's kind of see where this rabbit hole takes us and get some more input from the community. But what are your thoughts on what Dave and I have said, I guess?
Yeah. I guess the biggest thing from Paul and I's experience is that, and I just want to make sure I follow you on the quarterly post. Instead of monthly, it'd be like 2 to 3 posts over the course of 3 months. Is that what you're referencing?
But basically a post every 3 months.
Okay. And so, you know, and I think when you kind of break down creative work in the idea of like kind of cost per post, it makes kind of sense to think less post over a longer time should be a cheaper, better kind of option. But the biggest thing with social media is you need that consistency. You need that even weekly posting is kind of low. You almost want daily posting to keep the algorithm noticing that your channel is active and to keep it being broadcast out there. And so the way, like the whole monthly package for us is just to kind of build momentum and keep that momentum moving. Because say we do these focused event videos, where will, like, if there's no channel or there's no presence to put those videos, who's going to see them outside of the local community in a way? You know, so that's kind of the biggest thing with social media is you need to kind of constantly feed it. And so, yeah, exactly. Feed the beast. And so that's kind of why would be hesitant, I think, to kind of be more piecemeal post, so to speak. And then going back to the idea of creating that kind of consistent brand image across the channels, it'd be so much more seamless to have those 3 channels all kind of under a Visit Alpine brand, so to speak, and then be able to kind of cross-post content and work amongst those channels as opposed to just say, here, like, we don't, you know, if the town or if the board decides not really sure which direction you want to go, but we want this video, we want you guys to make a video of this event, but then where does that go? Where does that live? Who sees it? What's the value at that point is kind of what I would
Yeah. No,
caution.
I respect that. I mean, you know the best, you know, so I totally get that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's- So, I mean, I don't, maybe this is something I should have figured out ahead of time, but, you know, on an annual basis, on average, we're bringing in from the 1%, between $150,000 and $200,000 a year
No,
income?
so right now, we've never had a definite because, the first year cobblestone wasn't there. Our second year, the RV park wasn't there. And so our third year was a mix and match. And so
I can
I
tell
would
you,
s-
in October, it was around 38,000.
yeah, 38,000 for the month of October.
For
So-
September, I
For
imagine.
September, right?
Or for, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But the money that came in October,
And
they
that's-
just added it.
That was all together, both state and county? Okay.
I got you.
So, what is that, then you're looking at, no. We've gotta have less than that, cause that'd be almost 500,000, I mean, it was,
The, the state sent us 22,000.
Be 480,000, almost $480,000 a year, 450,000.
I can show you the bank statement. And
But it sure
It's
could
gonna be
fine
less in the
for
winter.
Right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
because
know.
we won't have the RV park.
yeah, it
yeah,
it
the
definitely
wintertime, we
goes
don't have the
down.
RV park,
Summertime,
oh, yeah. I mean, my guesstimate is probably in the, 3 range,
300, okay.
yeah.
So, yeah, I guess, you know, the question is just, you know, what percentage of that are we taking out for, like, on an annual basis for this, you know, having this, which is fantastic, you know, don't let me discount, you know, this, because, you know, we definitely, I think, gotta get it on the table here, but we just need to figure out, you know, how much we can
So,
put out for this.
basically, we'd be looking at, if, say we average 300,000 annually.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Oh, yeah.
When did the extended stay open? Is that what it is? It's
That
extend-
open, yeah, that was something, you know, that's why I said, we don't have a,
it was like
Yeah.
May. It was
It was May,
soft
yeah.
opening in like May.
Yeah.
It was
Sure.
definitely open for mountain days.
And then we brought in the flying saddle in September.
yeah,
So
And the
yeah.
RV
Still
park.
late.
Oh,
So that,
'cause-
that's where we still,
right,
it's.
fluctuates.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we've been growing so fast that
Mm-hmm.
we don't have it. Sorry, give me 1 second here, so we got.
I can print a report if you want to see the last 4 months or,
No, I mean, what we have here is good.
okay.
So if we're guesstimating at 300,000 a year, if we break down the 55 or 57.5, 37.5.5 rule that we have in the bylaws for promotion, impacts of tourism and the arts. Promotion, events, and projects, we have roughly around 172,500 to spend. And then impacts of tourism goes to 112,500, and the arts goes to 15,000. If that helps you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if you want me to propose something or if you want to propose something, but.
I can't propose anything, that's why
Oh, you
I'm
can't?
trying to,
Okay.
I'm trying to lead you down the
Being,
path.
being president or something?
I have to ask for, where Shannon's out, I can second, but, if you wanna, I mean, I can suggest something.
Yeah, what do you suggest?
I mean, so here are my concerns is, one, it's new, new to us, and obviously, we don't know, we haven't even thought about branding yet, so that's all new to us. Two, because it's all new to us, it also hasn't been pushed out in the public sector. Those who are involved, I know are watching tonight, and they'll come and see me, but we haven't done an active campaign of saying, hey, do you want us to go this, is the branding and promotional, a heavy promotional thing right for the town of Alpine? Because, and this sounds bad, because I know that you guys are gonna do an amazing job. And that kind of scares me, like, okay, I know this is, and I just don't, because we have such a close example with Teton County of it going awry, and this, in my opinion, is such a precious, good thing for the town of Alpine. I just don't want to see it get taken over. And that's kind of a cop-out to say your work is too good.
Yeah.
But that is a real concern that I have.
Sure.
And so, and then also the level playing field, kind of the same application. If I had my way, I'd be like, man, I personally want to see this, and I personally want to see it for those who live in the town of Alpine, but I don't want to see it in New York City, Chicago, Dallas, San Francisco, Seattle, San Diego. But that's what we're here for. That's what this board is about. We're about, essentially putting heads in beds at our local lodging facilities, but finding also that balance that everybody in the town of Alpine sees value in what we do and votes it in again, because if not, then 5% just goes to the state and the county, and we have no control. I would ask you because my first thought was just kind of a minimal promoting Winter Jubilee as a test case, and then submit a good application for the fiscal year. But I'll kind of bring it on you, hearing what you've heard tonight. What are your thoughts? Because at the same time, it's like, I don't want to dismiss you, because I do see a lot of good potential here.
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, Paul couldn't make it tonight, so I don't feel super comfortable to say
To speak for him.
exactly.
I understand that.
So I think we're open to possibilities, but I think kind of what we presented was it all kind of linked together, so to speak. But I would have to talk more with Paul and see what we could figure out between us, and then I guess let you know.
If something similar to what Dave was thinking, as far as 15,000 for, I mean, does that even work? I don't even know if that works, considering now with, because again, I'm social, almost illiterate, but I definitely know the algorithms and and how it works, and if, like, just managing ATAP during Coney season, when I have others jump on top, I'm like, no, now it's lost.
Right.
We lost the algorithm there, so I definitely understand that. So I guess it's just more of an education on my part and maybe Dave's part, I don't know, of like,
Right, I kind of want there to be like a test period here on, what are we getting for this, and that's why, I'd be comfortable with approving $15,000 for this package tonight. But, approving 25,000 and potentially, that being 50,000 a year seems like, big chunk of change out of our pot, So, if you could make this happen for 15,000, I'd be comfortable with approving that tonight. If you got to reduce it slightly, because I know, that might be a big ask, and I don't want to, shortfall your thing here, because I think you do an incredible job, and it's probably worth every single penny. But I just got to look at all those different sides of things, and what the public wants, and so on, and where this money, should go. So,
Yeah, so-
or we can go down to what you said, and just focus on the Winter Jubilee for, let's say, 4,500, and just go at that for a month.
right.
So,
Just, sorry to piggyback on what you said earlier as far as taking a chunk out of our pot. If indeed we're working with a $300,000 annual, with $50,000 in the 60%, the 172,500, that'd be basically 29% of our budget.
would be the 50,000.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So just to kind of,
that's a big chunk.
yeah. Yep.
So that's why, I get a little concerned.
Yep. No,
approving
no,
that.
and we have to.
So, yeah.
We have to be concerned.
Am I, more likely to look at 10 to 15,000 every 6 months? Absolutely,
See where we're at.
Right,
Now you're opening the can of worms of more meetings and,
Right, well, yeah, that's why, like I said, I think we should, I'd say, tell us what you can do out of this for 15,000. Let's approve, let's see if we can approve that tonight, if it works.
So
And then
ma-
get a
so-
test period the next 6 months, go at it, show us what you got, and if it's knocking our socks off, then I think, we can look at the application period for the next fiscal year and know, hey, this is great bang for our buck here,
Sure. So if 15,000, does it matter if, instead of sticking with 3, if we do Facebook only, or YouTube only, or one of the 3 of those, does that, I mean, I know, well, I guess Facebook, Meta does own all 3 of those, don't they? Facebook, Instagram, and
YouTube.
or no,
is-
YouTube's Google.
Yeah, exactly.
Alphabet, yeah.
Yep.
But is that an option? Is that a possibility to kind of keep with the algorithm, but maybe for the temporary for the test case, to stick to just one
One
social?
channel.
Yeah.
It's an idea. I think I would definitely have to run it by Paul as well.
What Sam wants here, though, is he wants us impressed from this whole thing, so, the next time around, we're gonna say, hey, this is great,
Right.
let's go for it again, or, so.
Yeah, and I think kind of going back to the feed the beast idea, though, I still think there's a value in consistent posting, and it's if we have that runway ahead of us, we can be a lot more confident with where our content can go, and know that the algorithm is there helping us, as opposed to, oh, you just did a video for us and the views weren't great. The video must not have been good. That's kind of the situation that I feel like we can get into and kind of be up against the wall, so to speak. And so that's kind of why I think I'm a little hesitant to say yes to
Sure.
your ideas tonight. But I do think I can talk to Paul, and we could kind of reformulate what maybe a lesser price package would look like for the next 6 months.
Okay.
But
And just let him know, at $50,000 a year, it's 29% of our, annual budget, we're putting, a third of our, almost a third of our budget we're putting on this, and in comparison, with SVI Media, we, did, 25,000, right, 24,840,
Yeah,
or something like that, so, this
that
would
was
be
for four
definitely,
different types of packages.
that would be, spending double on what we have on SVI Media, so it's a big leap, for us. And I wanna
Sure.
make this work, and I wanna make it work for you, and I wanna make it work for us. We just all need to kinda come to a thing that, works for all of us, so.
Would you be amicable to meet in December or January, around the first
Yeah.
then? Okay,
Yeah,
and I'll
no,
talk to Shannon.
I'm fine, I just, I do have, I can't, there are some dates I'm gone during that
Sure.
period of time, so. But I'm.
That way,
early
that gives you a
December.
chance to talk to Paul. I'll give you my number, you can reach out to me. And then if something in the short term works, regardless if the short term doesn't work, I'd love to see an application for the fiscal year of 26, 27, if you guys are still interested. Whether it's, sorry, man, we're set at 50,000, this is what our costs are. I get that, I totally get that. But I'd love to see an application. But I'll give you my contact, you talk to Paul. If, and then if it's something that we can work out, if there is a pathway, get the band back together and then we can come sit down again and figure this out. Does that work?
I think that works the best, just with
Okay.
Paul being gone tonight. I don't want to speak, on his behalf, and so.
No, I
And
totally
Yeah.
get
I
that.
wanna make this work, and I'll make myself available whenever I'm in town
Okay.
to have another meeting and see if
Sure.
we can get something in stone here, but-
Okay,
Yeah.
But I think we just got some things to work out in the meantime, so.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much, man.
That works for me.
Appreciate you.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Great picture right here, man.
Yeah.
No, it sounds like a cop-out, but I'm being sincere of like, I look at this and it kind of scares me of like, damn it.
Yeah.
This is good, and I know, it makes, I looked at her face and saw the impact it made on her of like, this is great, and I agree. And that's again, the balance of like, okay,
Right. Treading lightly.
yeah.
If I get with Paul and then we kind of come up with a time that works for us, should we just shoot you an email, or should we kind of?
Yeah, shoot me an email,
Okay.
call me, and then I'll get with Melody, and then she can get with the board and let it go, and then we'll pick the date and all that. Yeah, if email works, great, or like I say, give me a call. Yeah, I'm around.
And just for transparency, like the first 11 days of December are the only days I'm here in December, so
Okay,
first through the 11th, so.
okay. I'm gone tomorrow through the 1st of December, so.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So, yeah, if we want to do it in December, it has to be early December, or if we want to do it in January, I get back on the 2nd of January, so.
How about December 3rd?
I'll be back the 4th.
How about December 5th?
Oh,
That's
December?
a Friday. December 3rd is a Wednesday.
Can't make me look at my brain right now.
Just 'cause
I can do the 3rd or the 4th.
Just because I know you'll be here for the 2nd.
Yep. I'll be here all day the 2nd.
I'm cool with any of those days.
Okay.
Be here all day
Oh,
the
here?
2nd. I'll be here all day the 2nd. But I'm available the 3rd and the 4th as well.
All right. I think we'll probably try and shoot for one of those days, just for moving things forward,
Okay, great.
but we'll let you know.
Sounds good. And we wouldn't have these off-cycle meetings if we didn't really believe in this,
Sure.
Yeah.
No, and I appreciate you guys taking this meeting again
Yeah.
and letting us kind of pitch last time and come out of nowhere in a way, so.
No worries.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So my wife's like, what took so long? Well, we had a curveball.
Yep. Okay, well, thank you.
All right, thanks, Sam.
Yeah.
We'll reach out.
Right on. Andrea,
What?
what are you here for?
She just likes to hang out with us.
Oh,
I'm here for fun.
really? Seriously?
She's here to get her banner that I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, so put that on proposal. So SVI, did you get a chance to read the email
Yeah.
from Duke?
Yep.
Your thoughts there?
My thoughts are a great deal. I would think that, probably, we could work out deals, whenever, so. But I think that, I think it's a great deal, 50% off of that stuff, so it's $2,500.
Yep.
So, I was just bringing it up again,
How
but
many, I haven't been looking, but how many are included in the package you have?
I'd have to go back and look.
Okay. I might have it in here.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Unless I-
in the TNT Bible.
I might have took it out because we already paid them. I can go get it.
Okay.
and 5 posts for each event. Which events are those gonna be other than Winter Jubilee?
Could be maybe a double mixture of, well, no, that'd be,
This is just until June 30th, right?
it was kind of more over the, of the winter season.
And that would be in addition to what they're doing already.
In addition to, so 5 posts, create 5 posts for each event, in addition to the posts would be, we would be creating as a part of a current, our already current package.
This is the current.
My comments would probably be, SVI definitely brings a lot to the table, and I've been really pleased with, the money that has come out of the tourism board already for the advertising. Do we necessarily need to spend extra right now, in addition to what we are already, have a package with him on?
And just to be clear, I did this just because I showed up, he put out and I said, hey, will you do it for us at anytime we can save money? I'm all for it.
Right.
And I'll bring it to the board, so it's nothing that we have to do, but at a 50% savings of $2,500.
And I also think that, more attention to the town, in the wintertime is good, I mean, I know there's empty hotel rooms out there in the wintertime,
Right.
and, money that can be spent here in town and stuff like that, so, maybe, the only thing I would say is like, I'd be comfortable with approving the $2,500, I just, instead of like calling these 5 events, maybe we just need to put in like, 5 major, communications out to the public regarding what Alpine has to offer, maybe, I mean, obviously the Winter Jubilee can be an event that this does, but if there's not other winter events or enough events until June to fill those 5, then those other events should go more towards,
Would be 5 posts for each event, there's not necessarily 5 events.
5 posts for
Yeah.
each event, gotcha.
Yeah,
Which you're right, there is really only Winter Jubilee.
right, yeah, so I mean, it'd be for each event,
How many do we get already, do you know?
it doesn't say.
Oh,
that's a good question.
Yeah,
Commercial they play during the sports broadcasts is good,
yep.
Yeah.
and I was really impressed with the numbers that they're getting on those.
So, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
if we only have one event, are we getting basically just 5 posts for that, for
Like,
2,500 bucks?
he does, like, if I send him the Thanksgiving, he'll put that on. If I send him Santa, he'll put that, but major event is just Jubilee.
Yeah. Yeah, so we do, we have, I mean, I won't say Thanksgiving because that's next week, but we got Santa. We've got, are we doing anything for New Year's? Not really. Jubilee, Easter,
Spring cleanup, which is,
spring cleanup, and then just generic snowmobiling, and our new mud season event, whatever that may be. Come get muddy in Alpine. April through May. Sometimes April through June. So how you want to handle this, I mean, we can re-meet with him again. Well, one, it's not a guarantee we're going to be meeting again in December. We can do it a couple ways. We can do it to, you making a motion to authorize $2,500, and upon my negotiation, if whatever, maybe you want to do a criteria, certain things are met, we can do, we can take the questions to Duke, ask his questions, meet again in that December timeframe, and then decide then, or we can say, thanks, but we're good for now. We'll just stick to what we have.
Yeah. I'm just kind of curious on what, he's already doing,
Mhm.
like maybe we want to up it, I just forgot what he's actually doing on a monthly basis for us right now. And how many posts he's already putting out there on a monthly basis.
Yep.
So, I would like to see, for the $2,500, I propose that, we spend the $25 on monthly posts, and he can propose the amount, or you can work with him on the amount and then, it's posting about, Santa or the Winter Jubilee or, current events coming up or, and so on. Have the extra posts that he can put in for the $5,000 value that we pay $2,500 for, be for,
Jeremy, does he promote Alpine businesses in our package? Like these guys have put in there?
No.
I
No,
know
just-
that there was
just-
like a monthly business spotlight or something he was,
Yeah, he had that, I think that was more in the beginning of when they did SVI Alpine,
right.
but that,
I remember him telling me too, not too long ago, a couple months ago, that the monthly spotlight has been kind of hard for you to get businesses actually to do it. Which,
maybe that's why, because that was kind of the whole reason of the lunch I went to for this, that's really more what it was promoting is
Yeah.
what SVI can do for your business.
I know he did it for adventure rentals.
Yeah, and so that's where, like I say, I was curious of what they're trying to get out there for the businesses of Alpine, and then
I have it.
when he did the offer, that's when I asked about TNT. But maybe.
What are your thoughts on the value? Do you think that we should take advantage of this value right now that we have here?
I mean, I'm always one to take advantage of values. If we can get a discount for a great product, then I'm all for it. For what I'm reading here, that is kind of the question. So, create 5 posts for each event, and boost the post to Eastern Idaho. So one, my question would be, what events are we talking about? Are we talking about winter events, or are we talking about events throughout the year?
Yep.
Kind of what exactly does that mean? For $2,500, is this going to be kind of more of a winter package? So kind of along your, or is this maybe is it something where an event may equal a month? So 5 posts per month? But after talking to Sam, well, I guess this is different than just the social media. They're pushing actually the push notifications. So it'd be asking, I guess, do an event meaning each month. So January, February, March, 5 posts. So essentially a different post a week.
Yeah.
Through
Those are the
3
same
months.
questions I have. This is 5 posts a month for the next, 6 months, then I'm okay with approving it. I'm just unclear on what events or how many posts this is gonna end up being,
Right.
Are they reshared posts or original posts?
That's another good question. My guess would be they'd be reshared. But I don't know.
So maybe, I think, right now I just propose tabling this until we can talk with Duke a little bit more and ask some questions, either before the next meeting or at the next meeting in December, if we
Okay,
can plan that.
we'll do that then.
Does that work for you?
We'll keep kicking it down. I may have opened too much of a Pandora's box. But that's what we'll do. So we'll kick that down to the next.
I like deals
I'll
too.
get in touch with Duke.
I go to Costco. I like a good deal.
I know. Yeah, I'll get in touch with Duke and see, try and get a little bit more answers. All right. I guess that's brings
Towards
us,
the bottom, and I don't know the budget.
budget set for an education campaign.
I was supposed to check what it was last time, and I haven't done that.
Oh, gotcha.
Good to find out how much we spent last time.
Okay. So we'll put that for next meeting. Yeah, because we need to get that figured out and going. And then, did you look into any of the stickers, banners,
No,
feather flags?
I didn't know we were gonna meet so soon.
Yeah, no, I just figured as we're going over
Yeah.
some of the topics from our last meeting. Okay. Did you have a chance to look over our meeting minutes from November 6th, Dave?
Yep, looks good.
I had no questions there. Can get a motion to approve November 6th meeting minutes?
Motion to approve November 6th board meeting minutes.
All second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next meeting date, possibly the 3rd or 4th of December, TBD. And anything else? Discussion items? You're here. What's going on with Winter Jubilee? Anything new and exciting?
Oh, we need to have a meeting.
We need to have a meeting. We're looking forward to the fire dancers.
Yeah. I wanna see drone footage of the fire dancers.
Yeah.
We have a new development, the Coney Classic will be the same weekend, if you haven't heard.
Oh, I had not heard
That's
that.
very exciting.
Pony Classic will be the same weekend?
Same weekend.
Wow,
Fine.
that's Saturday from 10 to 2? Over on the lake bed?
The final Coney Classic,
What's the dates on that?
The 31st,
30th and
30th,
31st.
31st.
Of January.
Yes, I heard that it's the final
The
Coney
final
Classic.
Coney Classic.
Going out with a bang.
Going up, we should get fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
We have fire dancers.
No light parade this year, Jeremy. I know you're gonna
There
be
is
very
no
sad.
light parade. Things are coming to an end and evolving to something new. How are we looking with the ice sculptors?
We
We
need,
we need to reach out to them.
actually, we need to follow up with Lexi and see if she wants to do that again. As a matter.
As a matter of fact. All right, Dave, do you have anything?
No, thank you.
Shannon? All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thanks, everybody.